Cha! What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those that are joining me live, hopefully soon here, tis awesome. And for those that are just watching this back because you missed this, because I didn't schedule it, because I'm unorganized. Welcome! I'm glad you guys are here. I want to make this a more regular thing. I probably should warn you guys when this is going to happen, as opposed to just randomly doing it. It's such a bad time in the day. What up, TS13? But I also wanted to really quick, for those that watch this back in particular, I wanted to give a huge shout out to the people that have gone out of their way to support me on Patreon. And I'm not going to blab about this a long time, but it does mean a lot to me. I launched a Patreon account a week and a half ago, and I did it in response to being basically one of those YouTubers that's very much fit into YouTube's algorithm of potentially not advertiser friendly. And so I drive Uber and I do YouTube, guys. That's it. I drive Uber and I run 2 YouTube channels full time. And the more support I get, the more I can do this. And this is my dream, and it means the world to me. So thank you to everyone who supported me on Patreon last week, getting it started. We hit our first goal so fast. Thank you. And to everyone else here, you already support me and make my life better just by being here. Dang, I'm blown out right now. So can you guys tell that my shirt's white? Looks like I'm glowing. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, where are we at? Everybody's saying, hey. What's up, everybody? Hope 1994. I know I've been binge watching your videos. Thanks for everything. You really inspire us. Man, you probably know me, young lady or man, I'm not sure. You know me better than you probably ever expected to. But thank you. I'm inspired by the people that watch this channel. So if anything I do offers anyone anything, then it's a bonus. It's wonderful. Mental health issues. Hi, Noah. What's up? Dad, far span, Tithkin, looking nice and strong. Thanks, man. I'm trying. I'm out here. Ravcan, you seem happy to be with us. Oh, dude, I'm so happy to be with you. This relationship is very rewarding. Very rewarding. Title page. Hey, Noah, I just wanted to thank you for all that you did for me. A couple of years ago, I dealt with DPDR, and I always watch your videos to calm myself down. Yeah, I think I'll probably end up saying this on every live stream from now until forevermore. But knowing you're not alone, I think we can all agree, is just one of those things. I don't think it even matters if it's like a mental health thing, or you're going into a new job, or a new community, new environment. Anything that's foreign, I think we all just appreciate the idea that somebody else understands what we're going through. It just brings things down, because we get up here. I mean, I get up here like crazy. I live up here. So it helps. Minion Boy 3756. Noah, my birthday is tomorrow. Hey, happy birthday. How old are you going to be? Leave it in the comments below. Oreo Gaming Adventures. Big no-no, would you rather bulk or cut? I'd rather cut. Like, I've lost 10 pounds since April, mid-April, something like that. And for me, like, being big and building any more muscle than I already have, and I'm not suggesting I'm like oh, geez. We just got a crazy super chat. Dude, guys, okay, this is good. I'm about to address the super chat. If I can cover close to 20 bucks an hour on this live stream, I would literally live stream for the next 7 hours, because I'm going Uber driving after this. So it's Friday night. You got to go catch that butterfly. Man, I'm like super chats turn me giddy. Anyway, bulking or cutting first. I don't really have any interest in getting like any bigger. Like the size I am now, 211. I'm good with it. I would love to move better. I would love to move better. I would love to look better naked. And it's just more of an interest to me to get lean and maintain performance, stuff like that. Let's address this baller-ass super chat. Martin Needich, 20 bucks. Mwah! Thank you. Like, really, thank you. Glad to see you live again. Much love and support to you as always. Martin, you should ask a question, bro. You've got like my undivided attention. Martin, I'm gonna be here thanks to you at least the next 45 minutes. So and whoever else might be able to support, not that you have to, but I digress. So drop me a question, Martin. I would really love to answer it. Hope 1994. Okay, I didn't necessarily mean to grab the same person twice, but I'm happy to, just for whatever it's worth, if anyone realizes I've missed them. I'm a girl, and I suffer from chronic illnesses and severe chronic pain. I came for the U.S., I'm assuming to the U.S. for treatment because I was so bad, but ended up being pink-slipped, like Baker acted. They let me go after a night. Oh, okay, so you might be, I think, if I'm reading between the lines, first of all, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to anyone who's suffering, especially in a chronic nature. It's the chronic aspects of hardship, whether it be in life circumstance, mental health, physical health. When it gets chronic, that's when we're tested. That's when we're tested beyond what we think we can and can't handle. I think most people that judge the sufferers of mental health problems, for example, they judge it because they look at it in small spaces as opposed to conceptualizing the idea that it could last for months or years or something like that. But if you're talking about getting pink slipped, as in going into like a hospital setting and then they think you're okay, and then maybe they discharge you, then what would you say about that, Dad? Thanks for nothing. Dr. Paul's over here, so I'm going to piggyback him in here as often as possible. I would say that I wouldn't take that as a sign that everyone will pink slip you, or that you're not going to find someone who will take you serious, acknowledge your pain, and help you find help. So if you're looking for help and you're needing help, keep doing it. And don't worry about someone not understanding. I just don't know enough to be sure, but you certainly have my love and support. Luke Birch says, do you still suffer now from anxiety, etc., or have you completely overcome it? I mean, I'm one of those people that I don't necessarily think any of us completely overcome it. I mean, we can largely overcome it. I think we can be removed from it greatly, perhaps even completely for stretches, but I don't try to get on the tip that I did it, I dealt with it, and I never have to worry about it again. I think a lot of the reason I mostly stay okay mentally speaking is because I just have like a healthy and perhaps at times unreasonable fear of it coming back. So I am doing quite well, and I've learned enough about the way my brain rewired itself from the severe parts of my condition, anxiety, depression, panic disorder, suicidality. I've learned about how it's going long enough to know what works well for me. That was a nice sentence, huh? And beyond that, you know, it's like time takes time, and the more time that you have like with your new perspective, your new mental health function, you start to trust it a bit more. I'm not really sure that's where your question was going, but tis where it took me, yeah? Let's see. Julia Davis. Oh my gosh, Sarah. Good Lord. I'm going to get to you, Sarah. I can't wait to read your comment. Thank you. You guys are blowing my mind right now. Julia Davis. Hi from Ohio. Do you have an opinion on being able to be on Suboxone? Was on it 8 years of my life. It was good. When I was taken off, ended up going back out for a year and a half. Dad, can I piggyback you in on this one? Okay, you guys, we're in for a real treat. Sarah P, by the way, thank you. I'm going to get to you in 2 seconds. You don't know what that means to me, but I happen to have a dad who's a doctor, who's also a board-certified addictionologist. He runs an outpatient detox clinic. He's going to take this over, and this is a real treat, so let's show him tons of love. So that's Sarah right there.
All right, Sarah. I am a Suboxone doctor, actually. I take care of anywhere from 60 to 80 patients who are largely in their 20s, some in their 30s, with opiate addiction, and I use Suboxone, buprenorphine. What I've found is it's a whole lot better than methadone. All right, the methadone is a full agonist. You can overdose on it. It just keeps you in such bondage. The question then comes, all right, do you just stay on Suboxone forever, or can you safely wean off of it and fill your life with enough recovery, okay? Maybe you get involved with meetings, so you have another group that's supportive. Maybe you can't do meetings and you have a specialist, counselor who deals with addiction and is able to help you avoid triggers so you don't relapse. And obviously do all those things, the tools of healthy eating, getting your sleep, avoiding stress, avoiding sketch or dangerous places that might trigger relapse, and know what to do when you are triggered, then maybe you can safely wean off of that. So long story short, get back on Suboxone, buprenorphine to put an end to the cycle if you're in that relapse cycle. And then hopefully you can find a doctor that will very slowly, maybe it's over months, maybe it's over years, wean you off. Those in my practice who just can't get all the way off of Suboxone, I'm able to wean them down to low doses, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 milligrams a day. That's not enough to completely block their receptors if they were to relapse, but they're doing so well, it's not a thought in their mind. I feel like they're safer just staying on the lowest dose we can get to. And I mean, some people need insulin for diabetes. Some people need SSRIs for severe depression. And if you happen to be one of those who just functions so much better on very low dose Suboxone or buprenorphine, maybe that's a reasonable option. So I don't think it should be taken off the table. Do what's going to make you healthy and give you the best life possible and keep you safe.
Boom.
All right.
Lawyered. Thank you, Dr. Paul. You're a swell guy. Be sure to check out DAD's channel. I'm his producer, and we post videos there all the time. Seriously, thank you. That's incredible. I have got to address a couple insane super chats that just came through. So we have Sarah P. dropped a $20 super chat. You guys don't know what that means to me. It supports this channel. It buys me the freedom to work harder on this and have more time for it. So Sarah, before even reading it, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It absolutely is fuel to this fire that is just completely reignited this month, so thank you. She writes, thank you, Noah, so we're both just a couple of thanking people. I found your channel over a year ago when I was contemplating suicide. You have been such an inspiration to me and many others. I am now a crisis counselor and with crisis text line, and I love it. Sarah, that's incredible. It's not incredible that I inspired you. I'm grateful that I could help you, excuse me. That's beautiful. That's what this is all about. That's what this has always been all about. When I first hit record back in 2012, it was like me, deeply suicidal, reaching out to you. I can't tell you what it meant when I got my very first message back from someone. You guys have saved my life more times over than I could ever save yours. So thank you for that sentiment. And the fact that you became, you turned your suffering, you turned your experience into something powerful that will save other people. You're paying it forward. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you, and not from I'm your dad, and I'm like just as a peer, I'm so proud of you for turning what clearly was something that was beyond painful to you and using it as a modality to help others. You should also post that line. If there's a line that we can use or people here can use, please post it in the comments and I will shout it out. And thank you for supporting this channel, not just with your presence and your sharing, but obviously with your wallet. Thank you. Okay, and then we had another super chat from John Earl, 10. I don't know if that's euros or what, but John Earl did another super chat. Thank you. I've already raised enough to kick it here at least for an hour and not drive Uber, so thank you. And he writes, I was in a really bad place when I found your channel, from psychiatric wards to addiction, but when I found your channel, I felt like someone really understood. I felt like we did this together. Yeah. It's like I don't know if you guys can see me blushing about just comments like that, messages like that. It's crazy. This whole community that I don't want to say I've built, that we've built, that I get to be a part of. It's amazing, and thank you for those kind words. I said earlier, but maybe we should just repeat this over and over again. It's just community. We're not alone. Shit gets dark. It gets hard. Our thoughts go crazy. Coming from suicidal places, having been hospitalized, I know a lot of you know dark places. I always wanted to create this channel or this place where cut the fluff when possible, cut the bullshit, and just be I'm fucked up. I'm messed up. I'm scared. I'm suicidal. I have these thoughts. I have these feelings. I don't know if I'll get better. Just put that out there. And what I've gotten back is just this emphatic response of, yep, I'm screwed up too. And I like that we can all be screwed up together, perfectly broken together, and then try to get out of this thing, and then get out of this thing, and have lives worth living. I'm babbling, but you're worth the extra babble. Thank you, thank all of you, for real. Oh geez, Kyle Johnson, you guys are on one today. Dang. So Kyle Johnson, guys, just let's show him a ton of love. He just dropped another $20 super chat. I've never experienced anything like this on super chat, so I usually have lots to say. I'm feeling kind of speechless over it. Kyle says, I wanted to say thank you for putting all your information and experience out there, because I've had nothing but frustration with doctors. I've been on TRT for 2 weeks now and am looking forward to where it takes me. Keep it up. Kyle, you're welcome. Thank you for supporting this channel with such a generous donation. For my TRT guys, to sort of piggyback what you were just saying, I think for all of us, mental health, and for me, finding out I had almost no testosterone working in my body when I was treatment resistant, fighting for your own health and staying in the act of working for yourself, of speaking for yourself. What's the word here? You have to at times be your own biggest advocate. You definitely cannot wait for someone else to fix you or figure out what's wrong with you. Now, I am incredibly blessed. I'm like freaky blessed to have my dad, who was just here. He's like this champion of men who 100% was just there to help me not die while we figured out what was going on. And I had a bunch of people that were able to hold me down. And some people don't have that support. My heart breaks for those people because you're worth supporting. You're worth fighting for. And I hope you can just remember that. But going back to what you said, Kyle, is that, yeah, finding someone that will understand. And as far as doctors went, I remember when I saw tons of doctors. You guys, like when I was treatment resistant, and I was on all types of psych meds, and I was going through the gauntlet of trying to figure out how to get me out of this terrible, dangerous mental health crisis that I was in. For my situation, no one even suggested to check my blood work or my hormones. It just never came up. And that's why I always tell dudes, and ladies, quite frankly, to make sure your blood work is in line. Like if you don't know what's happening to you, if you can't fathom the cause and how to get out, it's not a bad idea to rule out your blood work. So I remember I had to advocate for myself, and I went to my doctor after like a year plus of trying all these other things, and I said, listen, is it possible I had low testosterone? And he said no. And I was like, please draw my blood. He hesitated, but he did. He had to do like 3 more. And then I remember going to an endocrinologist. I'm going to wrap this up quick. I know this is a long story long, but I went to an endocrinologist who looked at my blood work, and I'd been on TRT for like 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and he looked at my blood work after having me come off for another month. And I was like at 200 something. He goes, oh, you're fine now. You don't need it. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is fight for yourself. Fight for yourself at all costs. And thank you, Kyle, again. Be patient for your TRT, by the way, my friend. Be very patient. All dudes that are new to testosterone. I just made a video about this, so I won't belabor it too much, but be patient and continue to tweak and modify and look at your side effects and your symptom relief and your blood work. Work with your doctor to find the right balance of frequency, modality, keep your estrogen in check, and just be patient. It gets better. Woo! This thing is off to, there we go. This live stream is off to like a badass start. I'm freaking psyched right now. Yeah, Kyle just said, was in the 200s myself, got tired of docs saying that's normal. Guys, if you're in the 200s for your testosterone, that's your total, of course, it's not normal. It is not normal. I am clapping. Okay. Feeling pumped right now. Bill Banks says, how do I lose man boobs and belly fat? Well, I mean, a lot of the things I could possibly say are quite, frankly, obvious, but I'll say them anyway, and maybe it'll resonate with you. I would figure out some method of getting active that you can maintain, whatever that would be, walking, cycling, yoga, CrossFit, bodybuilding, but find something, preferably something that puts you around other people, that can get you moving, be consistent there. And 2, find a lifestyle change. I don't want to call it a diet. I think diet is a shitty word. Find a lifestyle change that pumps you up, that you think you can stick to, and just start. And someone said something really profound to me like a few months ago when it came to losing weight. So I'm on a pretty good space right now for losing weight. But like 4 months ago, 5 months ago, I was 10 pounds heavier. And my CrossFit coach, one of the head coaches there, I told him that I want to lose 10 pounds or something like that. I said, but I'm just not ready. I'm not ready to lose 10 pounds. I hope I someday have the motivation to do so. And he quite simply said, you'll never have the motivation to lose 10 pounds, but you might have the motivation to drop a pound this month or something like that. Or drop half a pound this month and then maintain. I think the message there is to chip away at it. Try not to get discouraged. There will be ups and downs, and figure out what works for you. And whatever works for you, in my opinion, is something that you can be consistent at. It will be independent to you. Yes, sir. All right, and welcome everyone who's here. We got 52 badasses here, and I appreciate all of you. Let's find another question. Michael Hanna, Hey, I was hoping I'd be able to catch one of your streams. Good to see you. Yeah, good to see you too. I'm sorry I didn't like post about the stream. We just did a live stream for my dad's channel, the other channel I run. And it's a terrible time to do a live stream. We both agree. It's Friday at what, 4 o'clock? We did his at 3. People are either at work, just getting off work, trying to go turn up and or just do something fun. So I can't imagine this is going to catch the most people it could, but we clearly have a sick group of people that are, for whatever reason, kicking it with me before I go drive Uber, which is going to be delayed because of these super chats, because I just don't have to go worry about that thanks to you guys. All right. Misfire Jack. It's so nice seeing you so happy. I love your channel, and I found Douglas Block because of your channel, and you've both been amazing. I have not been treated for mental health issues yet, but one day. I mean, I'd say you're treating your mental health issues right now. You're here with us. You're talking about it. You're not isolating. At least give yourself credit for that, not to sound corny. And otherwise, thank you. Guys, if you haven't checked out Douglas's channel, Douglas Block, I'll put it in the notes after I do this live stream. This dude saved my life when I was at my worst. He was one of my key people. I found his support group, read his book when I was in the mental hospital. And now he's like easily one of my closest friends. He's like my oldest friend. The dude's in his like late 60s, but he's so funny and quirky and gifted and ridiculous and obnoxious sometimes because he like calls me all the time about random shit that he probably should figure out himself. But beyond that, he's so smart and he's so loving. And he has so much to offer, so I should probably text him and say, you better super chat me for this plug. It's a bad joke, but check his channel out. And if you do and you like it, even though he's an old school sort of fella, let him know Noah sent you. I'm gonna grab a sip of water, because I'm parched. I'll be right back. Ah, dang it. I don't have water in me cup. Are you gonna give me some? That'll be enough to get me through. Thank you, Dr. Paul.
Hey, you're welcome.
Look at this service.
I'll give you the water right out of my cup.
The water off your back.
Shirt off my back and the water out of my cup. Here, you want some more water?
Yeah. Thank you. Another major key to success when it comes to the weight loss is water. So I suggest waking up every day and drinking 1 or 2 of these before you do anything. That's actually what I do every day. Hashtag hydration. All right, where we at? Where we at? What the heck? Oh. All right, sorry guys. Got a little turned around. Don't lose track of me. Cody Win Vlogs. How can I get rid of anxiety? So here's an annoying thing I'm going to say to you, Cody. I'm going to tell you that one of the keys for me with my anxiety is to not actively try to stop my anxiety. And I'm going to simplify that for you. The more we control, especially something like anxiety, the more you aim to not be anxious, you tend to perpetuate the cycle of anxiety. So I have been told from men and women far more wise than I that you're supposed to look at anxiety like obsessive thoughts, like troubling things, as if they're just passing people on the street. Or a cloud in the sky. You can notice them, and you might not like what you see, but you don't have to attach tremendous meaning to them. Thoughts, anxious feelings, they're just there sometimes, and you have to breathe through them, and you have to try not to take them personal, or try to determine the causation every time, or wonder how long it will last. So I guess I would say look into some mindfulness practices. Yeah. There you go, Noah. You, buddy, you. No, you. Okay. Thomas Simmons, what's your view on YouTube demonetizing mental health videos and topics? Are they reinforcing the stigma around it by doing so? Yeah, I don't know, Thomas. That's a really good question. I've had a lot of people bring this up to me. So for those of you that don't know, back in April, there was this huge ad controversy on YouTube. And YouTubers like myself, my dear old dad, people have been doing this for years. It became that much harder to try to earn a little bit of money. Now, I want to be very, very clear. I didn't earn a penny for years. I did this for the right reasons. I just now have the opportunity to possibly do this maybe for a living, and I'm going to chase that opportunity because it's so fucking cool. But anyway, last week there was a whole nother round of cuts for what may or may not be considered advertiser friendly. So Douglas, who has a YouTube channel, Go check it out. He texted me in a panic because he was like, oh no, a bunch of my videos have been flagged as not being advertiser friendly. Will it get out as much? And something about not being advertiser friendly that seems to be affected as well is whether or not your videos are suggested. So it does sort of seem interesting that talking about mental health topics could possibly end up being not advertiser friendly to the point that maybe they are kind of reinforcing the stigma. I mean, I think one of the beauties of YouTube is that we can get on here, just people, just regular people in glowing white shirts. We can get on. I'm not on drugs right now, by the way. I look over at my dad and he just has this half grin, half shaking his head like, what are you doing there, son? But we can get on YouTube and we can talk about what we're feeling. We can talk about real things. There's no production team here. There's no sponsors. It's just me and you. And it is kind of a sad state, the idea that YouTubers would be flagged for it. And luckily, most of us are doing this as a labor of love, just in terms of putting in the time, because we love this. And like I said, I owe you guys. I owe you guys to be here for everything you've given me. But it'd be cool to know that not just safe, careful material could be pushed to the top of the heap and get somewhere. And I'm definitely talking too much on it because I'm passionate about this. But it's interesting. I mean, I had like 115 videos flagged. But on another, as a response to that though, last week in response to getting flagged like crazy, I got really scared and I reached out to you guys and said, I want to be able to do this. I never want to stop. I might not be able to make too much off of YouTube from this, but I can reach out to you for potential support. So I started a Patreon account, which is a private community. There's certain perks, but beyond that, it's the fuel for this channel. It's what will always allow me to do this. So I think the future of YouTube is crowdfunding. The future of YouTube is people supporting the YouTubers they love and not worrying about just the big business-oriented YouTubers, but just like the small guys like us. And I'm sure I went on far too long there. Kate Vaughn with a $10 super chat. You guys are killing it right now. You guys are like, oh, this is amazing. Thank you, Kate. She says, hi, Noah. Thank you for everything you do. I'm a veteran struggling with severe depression, chronic pain, and severe hormone imbalances. I'm very alone, but your strength, has been a huge inspiration. So I feel like, guys, I'm being repetitive, and I am sorry for those of you that are dropping great questions. I'm going to try to get to them as fast as I can here, but I have to show so much honor and respect for people that are willing to go to this level of support. You being here supporting me on Super Chat is a whole another thing, and I'm really grateful for it. Kate, I'm sorry. Thank you for your service as a veteran. I don't know what that's like. I've known a handful of veterans, and I don't know what that can do. You know, I just know the suffering I see from on the mental side of things. But you're in severe pain, depression-wise, chronic pain, hormone imbalances. It sounds like you have a long road ahead of you, and I just hope you know that I believe in you, this community believes in you, and that I truly think that it won't be for nothing. And I'm not saying you're looking for me to fix you. I can't. You know that. So do I. But I don't think your suffering is going to be for nothing. I think you clearly have a beautiful soul, and you're going to do something with this suffering. I talk to people about this all the time, and it's like, you can turn this shit into something beautiful. You just have to be so brave. So fight for your wellness. Thank you for supporting this channel, supporting me, sharing your story. It's amazing. And God bless you. God bless you. All right. Sorry, guys. Now I'm trying to find a question. Keith Johnson says, Noah, I know you have been given HCG for purposes of childbearing. Hells yeah, I have. However, my question is, I didn't take it, by the way. I didn't take the HCG because I got scared. However, my question is, I was diagnosed with severely low levels of testosterone, total of 62. That is bottom level. For those that may not know or perhaps even care about TRT, it's a big part of what helped get me better. So get your blood work done. But when a dude says that his total testosterone is 62, even though free ET is the most important marker to check, the average 25-year-old is 750. So if he's at 62, if Keith here is at 62, you can imagine how fucking bad that must feel. Sorry about my language. I now take 1 cc of Testosterone anyway. Yeah, so I'm on testosterone cypionate, and it works great. 1 cc is 200 milligrams. That should get you right as rain pretty quick. A few things that you'll need to keep an eye on is obviously how much of it you convert into estrogen, and then how it plays out with your symptom relief and side effect profile. But I'm not even sure Oh, and the HCG, by the way, will just wake up your testicles. I think you knew that. I'm sorry if I didn't quite catch the whole niche of your channel or your question, but hope you feel better soon. Salty, psychosis. You're a part of my healing. Thank you. Yeah, you're part of mine too, man. Thank you. Uh-oh. Do we have someone... How do I stop thinking about girls? Bill Banks, how do you stop thinking about girls? I don't know, man. There's nothing wrong with thinking about girls. I am married, and I think about only my wife. What's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking to myself.
You stop thinking about girls by working out intensely. It's very tough to do when you got big weight on your back. All right, let's scroll back. Let's get some questions answered. Stream from Ireland. Patty Brady, got your stream from Ireland. 12:30 at night. Go to bed, dude. Just go to bed. Thank you for being here. I have like a very close Irish friend now. His name's Mark Chandler, and I'm working on my accent because of him. But I have this like intense interest now in like checking out Ireland. John Earl, martial arts is the funnest way to lose weight. It's great for your self-esteem, your fitness, your mental health, for socializing. One of the very few things I absolutely swear by. That's dope. Yeah, find whatever the hell works for you guys and just do it. Whatever works for you guys. Aisha K, thoughts on adrenal fatigue? Ooh. Doctor, do you have any thoughts on adrenal fatigue?
Sure.
Hey! Now we're going to tag team in Dr. Paul Thomas to relatively quickly talk about adrenal fatigue.
Ha! Dr. Paul back here. Adrenal fatigue. So stress is affecting our pituitary in our brain. The pituitary makes ACTH, which goes to our adrenal glands. So if you're shutting it off, you're shutting down and you're maxing out your adrenal glands, which makes cortisol, which is important for our immune system, important for energy, and important for blood sugar regulation. Stress is shutting down the thyroid. So people are low thyroid and fatigued. Stress is shutting down your testicles if you're a guy, and so you're low testosterone. And so the number one thing to do is de-stress your life, whatever that means. Get enough sleep. Eat right, exercise, all the stuff Big No-No talks about.
Hang around the right people.
And then there are, oh, very good, hang around the right people. There are some things called adaptogens. You can go to a health food store and ask them about that for adrenal fatigue. And those are some supplements that will support the adrenal. When it gets really maxed out, you've got to see a doctor, probably a naturopath who knows how to deal with adrenal fatigue, because you want to support the adrenal gland more than just the herbal adaptogens. Something that you're going to have to get some help at a higher level. All right, I'm out.
He's out. Thank you, Dr. Paul.
You're welcome.
You, sir, are the man. I think I should start doing live streams here with Dr. Paul in the room. I think that makes us a powerhouse. Julia Davis, love the photobomb. Yeah, nice. I couldn't help myself. All right. Make sure... Sorry, guys. Sorry. Let's get back to this Q&A. Uh-oh. There we go. All right. Samuel Summers, where do I learn those dance moves? Can you teach us? So, I wouldn't consider myself like the best twerker or dancer. I learned a few things, and I think it's possible I could teach you guys for a price. No, I'm just kidding. But not now. This isn't the time or place. I don't think, at least. Maybe it is. Post Malone. Yo, have you seen my song? Congratulations. That'd be so crazy if Post Malone were actually on my live stream. I think I would lose it if White Iverson was on my live stream. I have seen your song, Post. I love it. Thank you for being you, man. Chronic 916. Also, what do you think about HGH? I'm not a doctor, in case you didn't know, and I don't know a ton about human growth hormone, other than knowing that we have more of it as we are growing, and then essentially it just dies out when we get older. Like, I know that when that was tested in me, there was like none in my body. And I've heard some things about it. I mean, I can truly just speak from a space of not knowing anything in particular, but saying I've heard some rumblings about it, some physical health implications, perhaps mental health implications, but I've never explored it. I just have wondered about it. So essentially, you're welcome, but thanks for nothing, right? Dr. Zemka, I have 2 a.m. here. Why are you up? This can't possibly be worth it. I am not handsome enough, entertaining enough, or smart enough to make it worth you not getting some sleep. Protect your mental health. Catch some Z's. Good to see you here. But go to sleep. Go to Final Boss. Never dab again, please. Aya!
I agree to that.
Yeah. You can't, if someone tells you not to dab and you feel like dabbing, I mean, I have to live my life. Later, Patty Brady. John Hudson, I never considered the idea of adrenal fatigue. I got to look into it. Yeah, everyone should look into it. And everything Doc said is spot on. It's no approved. And I'm the son of a doctor, so we should. Right? You guys like how my shirt is so blown out? Actually, I'm blown out too. There we go. There we go. That's my actual skin tone, guys. Tyler Brisbois, how much and how many times do you inject your test? So I am on a once-a-week schedule. I inject once a week on Friday, so I did it earlier. I do the outer quadrant of my thigh. I do 120 milligrams every single week. There's tons of information supporting more frequent dosing, but I did bi-weekly injections, and I just found it to be kind of annoying to have to. I found it kind of annoying to have to do in general more than once, and I didn't notice a huge improvement in my mood, even though logically speaking, your steady state would improve, right? So I get it. Where de Moreno, is there an app I have to download for Super Chat? I don't know if you can Super Chat on all phones or something like that. But no, I don't think so. I think it should just be right there.
I could only make it work on a computer.
Yeah, my dad can only make it work on a computer. I don't know if iPhones support Super Chat, so that's too bad. It's all good. MBS 1996, have you ever done the Chong? Nay, I don't even know what that is. Max Cheshire, hey man, what kind of music do you like? I kind of like all music. I grew up listening pretty much exclusively to like hip hop and R&B. And then as I've gotten older, I found myself more open to listening to more. If I'm headed to the gym, I'm trying to turn up with some bangers for like usually hip hop music, something like that. But then I rarely listen to it outside of that unless I'm trying to get amped. I'll listen to anything. Yeah, I'll listen to anything. I'll even listen to a little bit of country. Guys, don't worry about the Super Chat. I mean, thank you if you can. Don't sweat it. I've already had an incredibly gracious group so far. It's crazy. So no, it's all good. I'm just glad you're here. Glad you're kicking it. Joey Ignacio, hey Noah, what motivational book do you read? I'm not currently reading a motivational book, but in terms of mental health, in terms of a book that I just think everyone should read, I mean everyone should read if they're struggling with mental health problems, is When Going Through Hell, Don't Stop. It's by Douglas Block. I get no kickbacks for suggesting it to you. That's just the book that saved my life and it inspired me, among some other things, you know, to continue to fight. Let's see. Dr. Zimka, how long is this live stream going to be? I don't want to sleep. So it's Friday night, guys. I drive Uber on Friday nights. I'm not trying to say that ad nauseum, but I've already had a really badass live stream in terms of Super Chat support. So I'm going to at least kick it another half hour, I'd say at least. And if the Super Chats keep coming in, I will stay longer and longer because you're keeping me from having to go put my butt in the seat and drive. I'd much rather be here with you guys, and I'm grateful for you guys. Oh, shit. Noah, when did you start questioning why am I here? Is this a sign of depression? I don't really think questioning why you are here is a sign of depression. I think that's just a sign of your humanity. I think at one point or another, we're complex beings. The universe is so insanely big that we will eventually wonder about those things. Why are we here? Does this matter? The philosophy of our lives and the reasoning for it, it can drive you crazy. I would encourage you to try to be in the moment and focus on other people to help get you out of a space where you're wondering about yourself too much. I think it helps bring it down. I used to worry about that, and now I'm trying to stay right in this moment. I'm here right now so I can speak with you guys, so I can hang out with you guys. I don't know what's going to happen beyond this right here, and I'm trying to stay present. So if you're having trouble and you're going too far, cut back on the drugs and go hang out with someone and communicate with someone. I think we're all just trying to get through this life, and I want to meet as many cool people as I can, like you guys, and focus on them. MBS 1996-21, have you ever tried food? I don't believe in food. Thank you for bringing that up. I was hoping for a segue into this topic. I believe in consuming the energy of the universe and sustaining my life off that and water. So far, so good, right, Dad?
You got it.
Yep. Steve Cowanetz, are you still on benzos? If not, was it hard to get off? Lilybud, yeah! I love people that hashtag Lilybud inside. You guys, I am extremely happy to be able to say this. I was going to wait a little bit longer, but I don't mind doing it in the flow of a live stream because a lot of people won't get this anyway, so I can still make a video. But I am completely off benzos now. I have been completely off benzos for 2.5 weeks. I had gotten myself up to every other day, like 0.5, a long time ago, like a year ago, and then I started realizing I was physically dependent on benzos. I'd gone too far, it scared me, and I got myself down to 0.125. 0.5 tab, cut in half, cut in quarter, a quarter of a 0.125 tab of Klonopin. And I would take that every other day, and I had the psychological warfare about getting completely off. See, I saw benzodiazepines as like this safety net. Like I was so afraid of anxiety, and for a while they were helpful, and then pretty soon I just realized I was using them for the wrong reasons. So I got down to 0.125 every other day, and then I froze. It was like time to get all the way off, and I just couldn't. So I was talking to my psychiatrist a couple months ago when I was still seeing him, and he asked me about it. He's like, are you still taking 0.125 of a benzo every other day? And I was like, yeah. He's like, cool. It's just like sprinkling magic dust on your head. At my size, that dose of that frequency, it's not doing anything. And so 2 weeks ago, I'm in this big effort right now to improve my life, to work harder, to care more, to be the best version of me like we all are, right? And one of the things I need to get rid of was the benzos. I needed to stop taking Klonopin just for the sake of taking it, even if it was a tiny dose every other day. And so I did. I just did, and for like on day 2 or 3, thanks, Lonnie, I freaked. I was like, is I gonna panic? Like, is something bad happening to me? Like, am I feeling okay? Am I extra sweaty? I just freaked myself out. And here we are 2.5 weeks later. I haven't taken it at all, and I feel great. I feel wonderful. I think it's an incredible tool, but, you know, I don't think it probably was ever designed to be used every single day. That being said, I'm not a doctor. I'll never judge anybody. So, you know, listen to your doctor and be safe. Oh, that's why I can't see that button. Right. Jose Vaca. Noah, what do you do when you have tried everything? Drugs, therapies, God, ECT, TMS, and nothing works? Do you think suicide is right? Oh, boy. Muchísimos abrazos to you as well. What do you do when you think you've tried everything? I think something I've had to remember, and I've certainly seen in other people, is that just because you think you've tried everything, just because you think that luck has run out, that nothing will work, it just doesn't make it so. It just doesn't. And it's not to discredit your suffering or anyone's suffering at all. But it just doesn't mean you're hopeless. I've known people that have gone through what feels like a forever depression, a forever anxious breakdown with suicidality, depersonalization, whatever, and they try everything, and it doesn't seem like it is going to get any better, and hope is fleeting, and then they just get better anyway. You know, there's a saying in 12-step programs that I think can feel almost patronizing when you're in the midst of suffering, but it's still true. And that saying is not to give up 5 minutes before the miracle. So what do? Is you just keep getting up anyway. You survive anyway. Future you, if you're someone who's suffering right now, future you will be very appreciative of your being able to endure this suffering. Get as much hope on that scale as you can to balance out the hopelessness, and fight. Fight like this is your only chance to fight. And I'm sorry you're suffering. And pray. Turn it over. Even if you're not the religious type, prayer helps. John Hudson, Noah, you are definitely an inspiration. Stay true to yourself. You and your videos have helped me so much. Thank you, John. Sincerely, I appreciate you saying that. Julia Davis put pause in as an acronym, P.AWS. Guys, what is pause, by the way? Can someone post that? Can someone post that in the comments below? I'd appreciate it. Hope keeps, okay, so Hope 1994, as a med student, how getting pink slip will affect my career? Does it show on my background check? I feel like I'm now suicidal after that happened because I feel like the career is ruined no matter how hard I work. I don't know, Hope. I don't know what the implications are, what the potential long-term effects would be for getting pink slipped and how that could put you... I don't know how that would affect things. I do know, here's something I can say. There was a gentleman at the support group I went to, and he was a doctor. He was in palliative care, which is a really tough field to work in. And he had a massive mental breakdown, the kind that put him out of work for a year. He had to be institutionalized, I think, for 3 months, and he ended up doing ECT, electroconvulsive therapy. And he's now still a thriving, successful doctor after a major breakdown. So if that offers you any hope, good. And if not, then just go find out. Do whatever you have to do to find out and get that monkey off your back. Oh, Julia Davis, post-acute withdrawal. Do you know what post-acute withdrawal is? Oh.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I can't afford him, guys. I can't afford him. Lilybud, Martin Needage. All right. Hey from New Zealand, Rory O'Day. What's up, man? How are you? Martin's got a question, and I think Martin, you were my champion super chat dude, weren't you? Yeah, I got you, Martin. Okay, I'm gonna find your question right now. Okay, Martin. Hang on, guys. I'm sorry. I can't imagine this is very entertaining for you at the moment as I try to find Martin's question. Martin, where are you, bro? Sorry, guys. Just think about something awesome. Think about something awesome while I find Martin's question again. Martin. Oh, shit. Where is it? Fudge. Martin, if you're still here, dude, drop that question one more time. I don't know where it ended up. Make and sell Lilybud shirts. Great way to increase your audience. Everyone will ask, what's Lilybud? That's true. Shoot, and then ask it again, okay? I will look for it. Marla Robinson. Marla, hey! Marla is one of my favorite people on my channel. Let's show Marla just loads of support and love. What other pieces of the puzzle were helpful for you in beating your depression? You talk about TRT, but then also mention it as only being a piece of the puzzle. Yeah, so, I mean, the pieces of the puzzle are all encompassing. I guess that's almost like an ideal, is to look at anything that's helping as just a piece of the puzzle and not use it as an excuse to not try or not care about other things that clearly could help. So other things that were a piece of the puzzle for me, other than just regulating my hormones, were to find the right support system, was to de-stress at all costs, was to work on my sleep schedule, was to continue to supplement other things that could be very helpful, like vitamin D, like B12, stuff like that, was to consistently see a professional for a long time, and just because I was feeling a little bit better, sorry about the white balance, it's got me looking all kinds of pasty. Even though I was starting to feel better, not taking that for granted to the point that I wasn't going to continue to support myself with that. I mean, I don't know, find fitness, sleep, all those things. Basically, not assume that TRT was going to be all I needed so I could just screw off, I guess. Dieter Desmond, did your increased appetite after starting TRT go away, or is that something permanent? So when I first started taking testosterone to level out my low T, I got hungry, like really, 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 really hungry. And I just ate like crazy. I think I blew up so fast because, well, one thing, when I was like depressed and anxious, I didn't have any appetite. I just couldn't eat, and I lost a lot of weight. But TRT, just one of the first things I felt was just incredible hunger. I could barely satiate myself. I was so hungry. And then I wondered, like, am I always going to feel hungry like this? Is this in my head? And it eventually gets better. You eventually learn. It just chills out. I think you just adapt in general. Like when I first started TRT, by the way, I also had, dude, I hate the white balance on these. It's terrible. I just look so ridiculous. I look pasty. But yeah, I got really bad acne when I first started TRT, and then I was like, I'm going to have acne again. Like I'm going to go through high school again on my shoulders. Now I don't have any at all, so. Not that you asked. God, I hate, oh. There we go. Hang on, guys. Hoi! Nope, that didn't help at all. Cool. I'll just have to get over myself. I'm almost done. My bad, guys. I'm sorry. This is not good live stream behavior. All that for nothing. Awesome. You could balance out with a darker shirt. Is that true? If I can't figure this out soon, I'll let it go.
Take your shirt off.
No, I'm not going to take my shirt off.
Oh, go on. Just take your shirt off. See if that's better.
Hey! Nope. Nope, taking my shirt off did not help. It probably made me look like a douche.
Now
I look like a douche.
Now that's enough.
Yeah.
Get your shirt
Get your shirt back on.
Oh my god.
Alright.
You're just gonna have another video flagged as inappropriate.
Yep. There goes the likelihood that that I could ever monetize this video. I'm sorry guys, that was bad. Let's do this the whole time. It'll look like I'm looking somewhere. Bill Banks, how do I stop worrying? Man, these are big questions. These are like, if I could figure out how to not worry, if I could figure out all these things, I think, you know, I'd have it all figured out. How about this? I don't know how you can stop worrying, but I swear the biggest random pearl of wisdom I ever got when it comes to anxiety and everything was to not take my thoughts personal. I mean, yeah, just to not take my thoughts personal, to try to hold on to perspective when I could, to not judge my thoughts, and to realize that I can't control them. I mean, we really cannot control the thoughts we have. Care more about your actions than your thoughts. Soapbox done. All right, you guys. We're 53 minutes in. How are we feeling? I feel like I'm getting a little tired. It's so hard to just talk, but I don't want this to become like a boring live stream for you guys. What's that?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Do you need me out of here?
No.
So I might wrap this up because I want this to stay fresh. I want this to play well when it comes back, and I definitely feel like I'm starting to dry up a little bit. But I'll try to keep it going. If you guys still want me here, I still want to try to be here. I certainly appreciate you guys. Mac Cheshire, what do you bench? My peak bench ever was 395. I bet you I can bench like 365, 370. Haitham Alamad, Alamad, your tattoos, does every one of them have a meaning or a memory? Yeah, every one of them does have a meaning or a memory to me. A lot of you have already seen my tattoos, but this one right here, this to me I think is the most important tattoo. I mean, if you've heard this already, bear with me. But when I was in the hospital, my dad gave me the spiel about not having permission to kill myself. I was really suicidal. And so I went to the tattoo shop when I got out of the hospital, and I asked him to slap a cross right here to remind me of a power greater than myself. Put the word promise, and that was my my promise to not hurt myself. My promise is to continue to fight. So that one's important to me. Josh Kahn, How was your libido before TRT and how is it now? As you might assume, when you're a dude and you have low testosterone, your libido sucks. It sucks so bad. Lily bud! Sorry. It sucks really bad. And mine did too. I mean, it's so depressing to think about it because I went from being like a cliche red-blooded male to having no interest at all. Zero. And my wife's beautiful and zero. So I'm happy to report that, yeah, once I got my hormones regulated, my sex drive came back. And bonus tip right here, once I quit watching pornography, my sex drive went through the roof for my wife. But I'm not like belittling dudes and chicks that watch pornography at all. It ends up making my sex life better. So yeah. Let's see. Chronic 916. If you ever go back to your dark place, would you go for support? Of course I'd go for support. Quite frankly, I think this is another mental health pro tip. Never stop going for support. Like, get better, fight hard. Yes, I missed you, Brett. But don't ever stop supporting yourself. Don't stop doing the things that were helping you get better, that are easy to sustain. Yeah, feel me? But otherwise, yeah, I mean, one of the benefits of having, oh, wow, that's a weird way to start that. One of the realities, that's a better way, of having had a mental breakdown, I'm sure you guys can attest, is that once you've had the shit happen to you, you don't have to go through all the what is this thing again. You know, and you know what got you out of it. You know getting out of it is possible, so you just need to be brave and hang in there. That is the key. Elijah Plummer, advice for social anxiety. You know, I don't have a ton of social anxiety. I never really did. The way my anxiety manifested itself when shit got really bad was that I just couldn't be stimulated. Overstimulation caused panic for me for a while. Social anxiety. I mean, there's exposure therapy, right? Isn't there like the idea that would help? I want to bother my dad, but he's super busy. Social anxiety. Okay, this might be way off. Please, in the comments below, I want those of you that know a lot about social anxiety in particular as opposed to just generalized anxiety, chime in, help my man out, but maybe make sure you're with someone you feel comfortable with and start there. I got nothing for you. Failed you all. I apologize. Final boss. Did you ever experience low estradiol along with your low testosterone? I don't think so. I'd have to go back and look at my old blood work. That being estrogen, I'm not sure. Evan wants to know what my dad's doing. Evan's the man, by the way. Dad, what are you doing? What are you doing? Evan wants to know, and he's one of my best subscribers.
I'm helping a couple of my kids rent a house.
Oh, so my dad's being a dad and using his time to help one of his kids. That's his whole life. Can't imagine what mansion he'd be living in if not for us. Sorry, Dad.
It's all good. It's free entertainment. It's not free.
There you go. Yeah, no, it's free, super expensive entertainment. Kristen Lehman, my partner and I have a signal when one of us is at our limit for people, or we text each other that we're at our limit. That's a great piece of advice. Come up with like safety nets or backup plans for your social situation so you don't feel stuck. Maybe always have a way out of a social situation. There we go. Okay, I guess I do have an inkling of social anxiety. I'm going to try to get this out fast, but it's not likely. I like to be able to get out. My dad actually taught me this. If you're ever going into a situation that you are concerned that you will not do well or that you will need to leave, set it up in advance that you can. Figure out an escape route out of that situation so that you can attempt. I feel like the white balance thing chilled out. You can attempt it, but you're not stuck there. For sure. Evan Parsons just pledged to the Patreon. Thank you, Evan, if you happen to be watching this. So I get alerts on my Gmail for new Patreon supporters who join that private community, and it's awesome. So I'll send them a message. Oh, Evan, yes, I get it. Thank you, dude. I'm so excited to see you on that feed. That's awesome. Brett Nance, basically had anxiety and panic for 3 years. Sorry, man. On meds now, no anxiety or panic, but now I feel weird for the last few years, like my brain is not working right, and I can't get it to go away. I've heard people say that about being on psych meds. They're like, what they were acutely dealing with is gone, but they don't quite feel normal. You know, the whole like idea of normal after mental breakdown or meds, something like I latched onto big. Like I had this memory of my past and what I was before my breakdown, especially as a kid. Like I would romance being a child. I was like, I don't feel like I did as a kid. And I think, and maybe my dad would agree, I think different phases of our lives, we change. We adapt our wants, our desires, our thoughts. Things feel different. And to make sure, I think the key is to make sure that you're not, I don't know, slightly psyching yourself out, perhaps, about the fact that you don't feel like you once did. You're going to be a new version. Your brain's going to find new neural pathways. And how about this? Since I'm making almost no sense. Here's what I do believe. I think our minds, our bodies, they're always fighting to heal and to make us better. And then I would talk to your doctor about that. If you're having side effects that feel weird, yeah, just talk to him. Right. Oh, dang. So Robert just joined the Patreon family. Just pledged. Thank you, Robert. If you happen to be watching this right now, thank you. It's beautiful. I can't wait to see you there and get to know you better. Victor2187, does citalopram work? Citalopram's an SSRI, Dad? I mean, it's case by case. There are potential side effects. There's pros and cons.
It's one of the safer ones.
It's one of the safer ones. Dr. Dad says it's one of the safer ones. I think psych meds in general are just, it's a trial and error thing. It might work for some people. It might not work for others. It needs to be done under the supervision of a doctor at all times. And yeah, just be careful. Evan, you're good, man. No more. I don't want you to spend any more money. Thank you for the super chat. This guy. Thank you. You're amazing. And shoot me a message on Patreon and let's chat. You're good. Don't spend any more money. Thank you, Evan. I appreciate you. Roar of applause for Evan, this dude. Thanks, Alex. Noah, I showed from DRXFT. Noah, I showed my therapist your DP video, and she gets it more now. Yeah, I appreciate that. I had a few videos in the past where like I nailed it. When I say nailed it, I mean that like I was experiencing something, I was going through something, and I happened to just in that moment articulate it in a way that seemed to make sense. Many of us have gone through a crazy amount of suffering and pain, but it's hard to fucking explain. It's hard to say it. Like you even try and you just know that there's no way they're gonna get it, and that's a maddening feeling. And so I have a handful of videos that I'm positive now in retrospect I did a good job because it connected with people in a way that I was hoping, because I want people to validate my pain. Like I share because I'm scared, you know, and so if you're able to show it to your therapist, that's awesome. If any of you have ever struggled, by the way, and this is not a shameless plug, I swear, I just think it makes sense. If you struggle to talk about your depression, if you struggle to explain it, and you feel like you want to, but you can't, I have a video called What Does Depression Feel Like? What does clinical depression feel like? And that's another one of those videos that I nailed it. I nailed what depression felt like for me in a way that connected with a lot of you. Use it. Just show that person that video or send them that link. I'm sure it's a banned video of mine, but it might help. It might help. I can just be a conduit for you. Did I use that word right, Dad? Conduit? Yay. 63 minutes into this live stream. What time is it, Dad? 5:18. I think I have to start driving by 6 p.m. at the latest. I have to start driving by 6 p.m. at the latest. For Uber. I think my wife would kill me if I don't start doing that. Plus, I think my phone's going to die soon. Alex Vera, greetings from Venezuela. Keep strong, bro. Thank you, Alex. Greetings from my dad's living room. And stay strong as well. Huerta Moreta, I just became a Patreon. I'm Robert. Hey, thank you. That's so sick. I'm really, like, anyone, if you guys have ever, I know there's only 50 of you here, but if you ever struggled to get a hold of me, I'm sorry. I sincerely am sorry, because, like, everyone you matters. We are dead equals. But just by nature of time, I miss so many comments and messages between Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. I just can't keep up. It's, like, literally impossible. So, but on Patreon, like, my pledge to people that take that next step with me is that you can always get a hold of me. I will literally always respond to you. You will not get lost on my Patreon, because you're supporting me being able to do this. But I will always try to get back to as many of you as I can, blah, blah, blah. That almost sounded kind of shameful, didn't it? Oh, Martin. Good. Martin Nedich, who did a badass super chat earlier. I have my super chat question, Noah. Has your father ever had issues with low T? Please hold.
Yes.
Yes, he has. I was like, oh, fuck. They're going to know exactly what I'm thinking. Even before. Yeah, he has had some issues with low T. That's his journey. I don't want to speak any more on it, but it's certainly worth answering. And he was okay with me saying it. So, yes, he has. He's had his issues with low T. Yeah. Josh Khan, do you broach mental health topics with Uber riders? I don't force that on Uber riders. I've been driving Uber really hard since I left my job. I left my job July 31st, so now I have YouTube and Uber, and hopefully someday just YouTube. And if mental health topics come up, of course I'll talk about it. It's an easy topic for me personally to discuss. I'm passionate about it, and of course I also know a lot of us struggle. So yeah, if it comes up in the flow, then of course I will. But otherwise, most people just want to get from A to B or tell me about their day, and it's their experience. They're paying for the ride. I just want to get them there safely. So if I can, I will. So that's why he's taking Final Boss. So that's why he's taking HCG. I'm not currently taking HCG. I hope I am soon. Max Cheshire. Thank you for $2 super chat. I really appreciate it, Max. And I will dedicate this next answer to your question. Any tips on quitting porn? So come along for a journey. We're going to talk about porn for a couple minutes here. If you don't want to hear me talk about porn, leave and come back or mute or something. But yeah, we honor our super chats here very much. And porn. I loved porn. I guess I probably still do. I just don't watch it. And I would say that up until I decided to quit about a year ago with 2 relapses, I was watching porn like every day. Yeah, Dad, plug your ears, actually. He plugged them. Good call. Good call, Evan. Nothing like talking about porn in front of your dad. I was watching porn like basically every day, and I don't inherently think looking at porn is bad, but I have no like pedestal on it. But I saw some TED Talk video of this dude saying like, why quit porn forever? And I was like, quit porn forever? I was like, for real? Like, I can't imagine quitting porn for a week. And I always kind of felt bad. Like, you know, after you've completed your transaction with porn, you kind of like, sometimes this feeling comes over you. Just this gross feeling. You're like, you try to turn off as fast as you can because you're like, that's someone's daughter. Or something like that. Anyway, I'm all over the place, but I probably couldn't imagine not watching porn. I watched this TED Talk, and something this guy said just clicked with me. And it was, as someone who's in a relationship with someone, I can't even speak to single guys. I don't know if it makes sense for a single dude. But something that clicked with me was that perhaps, 10% battery left on my phone. Okay. Perhaps quitting porn would help my marriage. It would help my relationship with my wife. It could lead to us being closer, and it can improve our sex life and improve our relationship. And that really spoke to me. So I think the key first was to find a reason that I thought was good enough to try. And if it could make my friendship and my love and my sex life better with my wife, I would be down to try. And I find her very attractive. I didn't necessarily think we had a bad sex life, but I certainly was watching a lot of porn. So then I tried, and the first 2 weeks sucked. So I think another thing I could say before I let this go, because a lot of you are like, stop talking about porn. I don't care about your porn problems, is that the first 2 weeks were bad. I was porn seeking more than I thought. Like, I thought I would look at porn sometimes on the computer. No, I was kind of like porn seeking behavior on my phone. It's just, I was constantly looking for that stimulus. And so it was a bit of a withdrawal time, I would say, where it was like, I feel like something's missing. And then you adapt and get used to it. And then, of course, the benefits came. Sex life improved with my wife, mental health got better, and I felt closer to her. And just kind of good about myself. Like, hell yeah, I can make that choice if that's important to me. That's all. Rant over. Scene. DRXFT, have you ever felt like you're dead and not here? Yeah, depersonalization. Deep depression and depersonalization. I couldn't even discern if my hand was my own hand. Ice cold showers did nothing. Yes, thank God it got better. Evan Parsons, do you have a Facebook group, Noah? No, I mean, I've got a Facebook fan page. I hate that word. Facebook friend page, and I post some videos there, but I should work it harder. I would say that my group is going to be the Patreon, where I can just really dive in with some people. I am who I am meant to be. I like that. Do you think mental illness, depression, anxiety, etc. is for life, or could they permanently go away through treatment? So I've said this before. I think that those who have gone through it, I think the statistics show that there's at least a 50-50 chance if you've gone through a major depressive episode that it could come back. I try not to stress the numbers because we're all individuals. What I'd rather say is, like I've already said, focus on your self-care, maintain the things that have helped you get better, and understand that legitimate remission is possible. So yeah. Where was I going with that? Douglas Block. Sorry. I've got many thoughts. They're everywhere. Douglas Block went through remission for like 19 years before he had another breakdown. And they were the best 19 years of his life. He was completely better for those 19 years, he said. No sign of anything. And then it came back for a year, and that was really sad. And he's better now again, so we're all on our own individual journey. I wish I could give better answers sometimes. Okay, we're going to do a 10-minute warning. I think I got to call this in 10 minutes. I do need to get out there. You guys have been so amazing. I don't want this to get stale. Barring some freaky super chat that just covers my butt for driving tonight, I'm going to let you guys go because you guys have been amazing. So 10 more minutes. I'll try to fly through as many more as I can. Ashley Flex. When would you say someone should try medication to deal with their mental illness? I would say that if you don't feel, by the way, consult your physician. Take this as a general thought from just a random person. But I would say that if you feel safe enough to pursue natural efforts, therapy, diet, sleep, de-stressing your life, all of the things that are known to help with mental health, if you feel safe enough to do those things first, then do those things first. I think that's really key if you can. But if you're deeply suicidal and running out of options, I think it's a reasonable thing to consider. The one thing I always kind of stress about medications, I think it's just something we should discuss, is that there are potential side effects. The whole genesis of this channel was that I had a rare reaction to a medication, so you just have to be careful. But I know people that they were on their last leg, they found the right medication and talk therapy. The chances of success go way up when you're doing more than just one thing, and it saved their life. So it's an individual thing, and it's something you need to carefully decide. But if you think you have the patience to work on it from the non-psychiatric level first, you should do that. Mr. G, big no-no, I watched your vid since 5K subs. That's crazy. You're crazy. I'm glad you're still here. Considering how many people have been like, subscribe, and then like a week later, like, this guy's nuts. Peace. Sound effects. Jose Vaca, Noah, did you go under ECT? I did RTMS. It's like the little cousin to ECT. I think I saw that you wrote that. So you know what that is. I did not do ECT. I've known people that have had tremendous success though when they needed it. Mr. G, give me a shout out, bro. Shout out to Mr. G. That dude's a gangster, and I love him like a friend. Aisha K, here to stay. My family wants me to kill myself. What's keeping me from killing myself is, 1, I don't take him personally, and he doesn't know shit. He's not a doctor. 2, there's probably someone who needs you. Yeah, it's really intense comment. There's definitely someone who needs you. I'm a lot too. Noah, you are too cool. Nah. Jet Quinn, Noah. What's up, dude? Mr. G, anyone? Oh, man. See, in the beginning, comments were going fast. I was missing it, and I just wanted a chance to open up on certain ones. So if I missed your comment, I apologize. I'm doing the best I can. We're still on that 10-minute warning, guys. By the way. Huerta Moreno. Hey, Noah, what do you think of soul water? Heard it cured people's anxiety. Have you tried it, and what do you think? I seen it. YouTube is called Stop Those Panic. I don't know. I will look into it. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. Marla says, did TMS help you? Man, I've never made a video on my TMS experience. I was severely depressed when I tried it. I thought like maybe it did. And I think I did a questionnaire that showed that I was like a couple points higher. But it wasn't dramatic. The TMS experience where they put this transcranial magnetic therapy where they do these little shocks in your brain, I did feel like it was stimulating, so I think my anxiety was struggling a little bit with it. But from what I remember, I was like marginally better. It just wasn't like a huge piece for me. But I've heard great things, and it certainly was a much safer alternative to ECT. Jet Quinn, borderline personality disorder, low T. Yes. James Harris, have you started HCG yet? No. No, I want to work up to that. My doctor's on sabbatical, and she'll be on sabbatical until, I don't know, she's on a 2-month sabbatical in Africa, Dr. Zelfan. If you're watching this, Dr. Zelfan, which you're not, get home safe, okay? But I'm going to work up the courage to start soon. Audrey, Sue confused. If you have DNA testing and have the file, you can go to Gene Notation, Stanford Uni, and Research Base, and it can tell you about genetic traits about yourself. I should do that. I did 23andMe. I've never explored the results. I can't possibly imagine why. Milad Latif, Noah, did you have racing thoughts as part of your DP? Yes. I've had them since my breakdown 10 months ago. Of course I've had racing thoughts. That was like one of the biggest issues that I've ever dealt with my mental health was, they call it pure obsession OCD, latch onto this thought, this fear, this anxiety, something that makes me question myself, research the shit out of it to try to figure it out, and then get an answer that was perhaps helpful, and then just forget how I got there and just research again. The key is not to research it, not to give it power, to understand you can't control your thoughts, so why worry, and just trust that it's going to fade away. Mr. G, bro, show them your muscles. I'll be that guy that flexes on his own channel. Sorry, guys. Really dumbed myself down there for a second. Wilhelmus, did you have good self-esteem? Do you have good self-esteem? No, I have good self-esteem. I love the topic of self-esteem. I'm more interested in self-esteem and how to maintain my self-esteem now than like ever before, because I think I underestimated how that self-esteem can play out to my actions, how I treat others, how I treat myself. The more I live within my sense of purpose, who I believe I'm meant to be, my goals or whatever, the better I feel, the more active I am, the more useful I am. So I have pretty good self-esteem right now, and it can take some hits when I live outside of that truth. I want to be able every day to look myself in the mirror and be like, I love you. I remember someone once told me that if you can't look in the mirror and say, I love you, I'm proud of you, I like you just the way you are, and I want nothing to change. If you can't look yourself in the eye and know for a fact that you're telling the truth, you won't be able to, by the way, if you're lying to yourself, then you're not living within your truth. And I fail still. I fail all the time, but I keep trying because it feels good to be proud of yourself. I think it's been huge for my mental health to just live in a way that makes me proud of myself. All right, 5 more minutes, players and playettes. And then Big No-No has to go drive people around. Mr. G, how many push-ups can you do? I think like 55. Brett Nance has pledged $3 to my Patreon. Thank you, Brett. I appreciate that so much. I love the Patreon concept. Crowd supporting YouTubers that they really like. More content, exclusive content on Patreon, more access. Getting off the teat of Google. Thank you, Brett. I look forward to getting to know you better on there. I'll shoot you a message after this live stream. John Hudson, do you ever drive someone who knows who you are on YouTube? Once. I only have 56,000 subscribers, so I'm still a small YouTuber. But one time, I had someone in an Uber look at me, point at me. He's like, I know you. I know you. I was like, I don't know you, dude. And then he realized where it was from. He'd seen one of my videos on TRT. We had a laugh about it. I don't meet many people that have seen my videos outside of here. Obviously, that made no sense to say, but like 10 times in my life, I've run into someone who saw my videos in public. And it was very cool. I can't imagine what it would be like to have like millions of subs and then have that happen more often. Because it's like a very cool, humbling experience. Pug on your rug. My OCD strangles me literally. It doesn't fade away. I'm angry at the world and snap at people. Do you have any tips for me? God, I mean, when we're uncomfortable, when we're living in discomfort for a long time, we get short. We become short with others, ourselves. I'd say do whatever you can. Obviously, it's going to sound like stupid advice, but do whatever you can to nurture yourself and continue to fight for your wellness. The better you feel, the better you'll treat other people and you'll treat yourself. So you probably already know that. Keep fighting, man. I'm sorry. I am who I am meant to be. Any tips to improve self-esteem? I've tried to be more positive about myself, but I just can't believe myself. Yeah, for me, improving my self-esteem had very little to do with my thoughts and much more to do with my actions. So what I would say to anyone who struggles with self-esteem, set goals, and they can be small. I mean, they can be freakishly small goals. Today, I'm going to do the dishes. Today, I'm going to take a shower if you're severely depressed. Today, I'm going to go for a walk. Today, I'm going to call a friend. But set goals and then do them. Don't bite off more than you can chew and earn that credibility with yourself. When I follow through with my goals, I can't show you on my phone, but I use 5-Minute Journal. I think it's called the 5-Minute Mood Journal. And it's just an app that has me set goals every day and write down things I'm grateful for. When I accomplish goals, I feel good. Like I just feel better. And the better I feel, the more I want to accomplish more goals. I think some of us, and I've been victim to this too, I think some of us think that we have to accomplish the world. We put the stakes so high and then we can't. And then you feel like a loser, a failure. And we're losing sight of smaller goals that when compounded on each other will give you the energy, the resource, the motivation to attack bigger ones. That's how I would say you should build your self-esteem. Prove to yourself that you can do things that are important to you. Woo! Can I get an amen, Dad?
Amen.
Amen. All right, 2-minute countdown. Josh, can Noah grow your hair out? I wish, dude. I'm going for the Jason Statham. I'm going for the Bruce Willis. I'm gonna try to look lean, mean, and super bald. Y'all see that bald spot? I can't fight Mother Nature or Papa Nature. I'm balding. If I grew my hair out, it'd be so gross. If I grew my hair out, I'd be that dude that has like a little fluff of hair here, and then it would like grow out the sides. I'd be Walter Carbuncle. If you don't know who that is, YouTube Walter Carbuncle. You're welcome. Let me make sure I'm not missing any super chats before I go. Before I hit the road. Nope, we are caught up with that. Okay. John Hudson, baldness is just a solar panel for a second. Yeah, there you go. Brett Nance, I'm a Patreon. How does it work? So you should get notifications. Thank you, by the way. You should get notifications when I post things on Patreon based on the pledge you have. Other things, you can just write me on there. You can get on Patreon. There's an app on your phone if you want to use that. You have access to me. You can message me. You can hit me up. I'll hit you back. You're giving your hard-earned money to support this channel and support this dream. And otherwise, you have at least the number $1 tier. You have access to, what am I trying to say? Oh, an exclusive feed. So I will post things there that I will not post anywhere else in the world. It'll just be there for those people. And I'll try to find it, Jet, one second. But then other tiers, like you can be part of surveys. I've got a shout-out crew that I'm going to shout them out every video. You can look on there, but basically, probably get the app, and when I post stuff, it'll alert you, and you can be more involved, and it's pretty dope. Jet, you're missing my chat. Did you super chat, Jet? No, thank you, dude. Thank you. Jed, I don't see you on there, fella. All right, let's take one more. Let's take one more. And then well, Jessica Arts says, sup, Dr. Paul? He says hi. The royal flush has to pinch a loaf, grab onto something, and give it hell. Just don't blow an O-ring. Too sexy Travis Savage, does your neck get crazy tense? I mean, yeah, if I work out a lot, which I do, and I don't stretch or roll out, then yeah, I mean, I got traps. Andrew Myers, I'm going on TRT in 2 weeks. Any advice or tips to someone new to it? Noah. Okay, check out my old videos because I got to run pretty quick here. They might help you, but my advice is just to go into it with an open mind, be patient, check symptoms, symptom relief, side effects, and blood work frequently. Make sure you keep your estrogen in check, and then just let it do its thing. The steady state, which means you've been low, it's going to take a while to get it higher and start really noticing. It's one of those things, not like adrenaline, so be patient. Jake Williams, what are your thoughts on CBD to treat anxiety and DP? I'm too scared to try CBD, but I've heard some really good things about it. I just don't have any thoughts. I've heard that it works really well for some people. I'm really scared of taking things. I'm scared of taking things, so I guess if it works for you, dope. Just be careful. But I don't have a lot of experience. Jet said it's possible to mistake PTSD for depression. Is it possible? Probably. I think a lot of the ways that PTSD express themselves are very depressive. So I would say it could be possible. I think you'd have to sit down and work that out with someone.